Imagine a castle, a grand fortress with towering walls and a deep moat surrounding it. Its high walls are meant to keep invaders at bay, standing as a symbol of strength and security. This is how traditional perimeter security works, relying heavily on firewalls and VPNs to create a barrier around the network. But what happens when the enemy breaches the walls? The once impenetrable fortress is now vulnerable. Traditional security operates on the assumption that anyone inside the network is trustworthy, like assuming everyone inside the castle is a friend. This is a dangerous fallacy. Trusting everyone inside the network can lead to catastrophic breaches. Once an attacker bypasses the perimeter, they have free reign within the network, moving undetected and causing havoc. Think of it like a bank vault with a single strong door. The door is heavily fortified, but what if it gets compromised? Once the door is breached, everything inside the vault is exposed and vulnerable to theft. This trust but verify approach is no longer sufficient in today's threat landscape. The old methods can't keep up with modern threats. The rise of remote work, cloud computing, and sophisticated cyber attacks has rendered traditional perimeter security obsolete. The boundaries of the network are no longer clear. We need a new approach, one that assumes no trust and verifies every action. This is where the concept of zero trust comes into play, ensuring that every user, device, and application is continuously verified. Enter Zero Trust, a security model that discards the notion of implicit trust. In traditional security models, once inside the network, entities are often trusted by default. However, this approach has proven to be vulnerable to internal threats and lateral movement by attackers. It operates on the principle of never trust, always verify, which means that every access request is thoroughly vetted, treating every user, device, and network connection as potentially hostile. This ensures that even if an attacker gains access to one part of the network, they cannot move freely. Imagine a network where every room in the castle has its own lock and key. Each room represents a different segment of the network, and each lock requires a unique key. Zero Trust implements micro-perimeters around every resource, creating a segmented and highly secure environment, requiring authentication and authorization for each access request. This means that even if a user has been authenticated once, they must be re-verified for each new resource they attempt to access. No user or device, regardless of location or previous access, is granted automatic trust. This eliminates the risk of compromised credentials being used to access sensitive information. This approach eliminates the concept of a trusted internal network, which is often a weak point in traditional security models, treating everything and everyone with suspicion. This constant vigilance is key to preventing unauthorized access and potential breaches. By enforcing strict verification at every level, Zero Trust ensures that only legitimate users and devices can access the network. Zero Trust significantly reduces the attack surface and limits the impact of potential breaches. By containing threats to smaller segments, the overall security of the network is greatly enhanced. It's like having multiple layers of security within the castle, each one providing an additional barrier against intruders, ensuring that even if one layer is compromised, the others remain intact. This multi-layered approach is essential for maintaining robust security in today's complex digital landscape. Zero Trust security is built upon several key features that work in unison to create a robust defense. These include 1. End-to-end protection. Zero Trust secures data in transit and at rest. It ensures data integrity and confidentiality throughout its lifecycle, whether stored on a server or accessed remotely. 2. Identity and credential management. Strong authentication mechanisms like multi-factor authentication are crucial. Zero Trust verifies the identity of every user and device attempting to access resources. 3. Access control. Access is granted based on the principle of least privilege. Users are only given the minimum level of access required to perform their specific tasks. 4. Endpoint security devices connecting to the network are continuously monitored for threats. This includes ensuring devices have the latest security updates and are free from malware. One of the core tenets of Zero Trust is the principle of least privilege. This means users and devices are only granted the minimum level of access necessary to perform their duties. Imagine a librarian. They need access to the library catalog but not to the financial records. Similarly, a marketing team member doesn't need access to sensitive customer data. By limiting access, Zero Trust minimizes the potential damage from compromised accounts. Even if an attacker gains access to a user's credentials, their ability to move laterally within the network is severely restricted. This granular approach to access control significantly reduces the attack surface and mitigates the risk of unauthorized data access or manipulation. Section 5. The Guardians of Zero Trust, PDP and PEP. At the heart of Zero Trust are two critical components: the Policy Decision Point, or PDP, and the Policy Enforcement Point, or PE. These two elements work in tandem to ensure that the network remains secure, and that only authorized users and devices can access sensitive information. These act as the guardians of the network, constantly evaluating and enforcing access requests. The PDP and PEP are like the sentinels of a fortress, always on alert, always vigilant, ensuring that the integrity of the network is never compromised. The PDP is the brain of the operation. It is responsible for making the critical decisions that determine whether access should be granted or denied. It stores and evaluates security policies determining whether a user or device should be granted access to a resource. This evaluation process is thorough and considers multiple factors to ensure that the decision is sound. Factors considered include identity, location, device health, and the sensitivity of the data. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in the decision-making process, ensuring that only those who meet all criteria are granted access. The PEP is the muscle, enforcing the decisions made by the PDP. It ensures that the rules set by the PDP are followed to the letter. It acts as a gatekeeper, allowing or denying access to resources based on the PDP's evaluation. The PEP is the final barrier, the last line of defense that ensures the network remains secure. Think of it like a border crossing. Just as a border officer checks your documents before allowing you to enter a country, the PEP checks the credentials evaluated by the PDP. The PDP checks your passport and visa, your credentials, while the PEP grants or denies entry based on the PDP's assessment. This dual-layered approach ensures that the network remains secure and that only those who are truly authorized can gain access. Section 6. Zero Trust in Action, verifying every access attempt. Now let's see how Zero Trust works in practice. Imagine an employee trying to access a confidential document stored on a company server. The employee initiates a request to access the document. The request is intercepted by the PEP, which forwards it to the PDP for evaluation. The PDP verifies the employee's identity, location, device security, and clearance level for the specific document. Based on the policies in place, the PDP makes a decision to grant or deny access. The PEE enforces the PDP's decision, allowing or blocking access accordingly. This process occurs for every access attempt, ensuring continuous verification and minimizing the risk of unauthorized access. Section 7. Benefits of Zero Trust, a safer digital landscape. The implementation of Zero Trust security brings a multitude of benefits for organizations of all sizes. Heightened security. By eliminating implicit trust and verifying every access, Zero Trust significantly strengthens overall security posture. Reduced attack surface. Microsegmentation and least privilege limit the areas an attacker can access, minimizing the impact of breaches. Enhanced data privacy. Strict access controls and data encryption ensure that sensitive information is protected from unauthorized access. Improved compliance. Zero Trust aligns with various regulatory frameworks, simplifying compliance efforts. Better visibility and control. Organizations gain granular visibility into network activities, facilitating threat detection and response. Section 8. Embracing Zero Trust, a necessity in the modern threat landscape. The threat landscape is constantly evolving, becoming more sophisticated and dangerous. Traditional security measures are no longer sufficient to protect against modern threats. Zero Trust is not just a security model, it's a fundamental shift in how we approach cybersecurity. It's about moving away from reactive security measures and embracing a proactive, always-on approach. While implementing Zero Trust can be an undertaking, the benefits far outweigh the costs. In today's digital world, Zero Trust is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Section 9. Conclusion. Zero Trust, the future of cybersecurity. The castle walls of traditional perimeter security have crumbled. The age of implicit trust is over. Zero Trust is the new paradigm in cybersecurity, providing a robust framework to defend against evolving threats. By embracing the never trust, always verify principle, organizations can significantly enhance their security posture, protect sensitive data, and navigate the turbulent waters of the digital age with confidence. The future of cybersecurity is here, and it's built on a foundation of zero trust.